What we're going to look at in this example is probably one of the most practical tools that you're going to be using in AutoCAD. It's called the stretch tool, and what it's going to allow you to do is completely alter the size of objects, but without actually having to go in and trim or extend or make changes to dimensions. It's absolutely brilliant and incredibly useful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by coming here and hitting the stretch tool there, and I'm going to do a marquee selection. Now pay attention to where I'm doing the marquee selection. I'm trying to miss the words, not because I think the words will stretch, but because I don't want them to move. And I'm taking in everything that was in this far corner here, this far end of the building. I'm also including into that the dimensions. When I've made the selections that I want, I'll right click to stop selecting, and I'll be asked to specify a base point. Well, quite often if I'm extending my house or I'm extending someone else's house, I'll left click on that corner. You say, well, actually I'd quite like to come out here. Now, how far out would you like to go? Well, actually I'd like to go out by a distance of 2,500 millimeters, and I'll press enter. And you can see there we've extended our building, our lounge and our bedroom off by 2,500, and we've also changed the dimensions as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Now the reason why I didn't want to include the lounge is because the lounge is text, it would just simply move with us. So for example, if I do stretch again and I try and very carefully just take these end parts here, and I also include the bedroom, when I right click and I now want to extend the house out and down by say 1,500, so that's 1.5 meters, you can see there the word bedroom moved with us. Now because that was a block, it moved in its entirety. Okay, so we haven't really got very many blocks in here, so it's not really much of something that's going to work for us. But it's worth remembering that if we do have reusable content such as blocks, or if we do have reusable content such as text, that it will just move. You can't stretch it, it'll just move. Notice as well that when I have my stretch command, I could have just quite easily grabbed that section, and if I'd have right clicked, just gone from that, so we'll go from this endpoint again, I could have very easily just picked any value that I wanted to. I could have just said, oh well, I quite fancy it sort of being out here. We don't have to specify distance. Okay, so that's one thing else that I should point out. It could just be any amount that we want, but also bear in mind that that amount, if I just undo that, is set on a polar. It's not absolutely. So for example, that distance there is 10,100, and if I come out by another 900, you'll see it'll go to exactly 11,000. So again, that's worth remembering, that whenever you type in just a value and press enter, that stretch is going to happen via a polar. It's kind of relative as opposed to being absolute. So with that in mind, we can come along here and we can start changing all sorts of things that we want. We can maybe make the bathroom bigger. So if I go to stretch, I'm going to grab all of these objects here, and we'll just pull that, and we'll just pull it down. So absolutely brilliant, very, very easy to use, very, very simple.